Hello Internet. We have a victim of a water block that, not surprisingly, destroyed this 5090 Founders Edition. Now, trying to get this thing fixed is going to be the one reason for this video to exist today. The other reason is I ordered this socket, so here's the part number for anybody to look it up. And to my surprise, it actually matches, so it goes into the socket on the board. Now that goes on to, that's part of this board here. So we now have a place to source these if needed. But the I think the more common point of failure is going to be this one here. So whoever recommended this part number to me to try, that seems to work. It fits in there perfectly. As a matter of fact, I already tried to fit this thing in, see right there, and it fits perfectly fine, and it comes out just as easily. So we have a perfect match for the male end of this, and we just need to figure out what is the female part of this thing. So we will do that later. If you know the part number, shoot me a message or whatever. So how in the world did this EK water block damage this 5090 Founders Edition? We had this metal plate here like this, right? So the plate was here, and then we're gonna put this in here. And then you gotta be super careful here to align this properly before you shove that thing in, and that is not an easy task. You can't see that part, and everything just wants to go crooked. Okay, there we go. So then we had this, and then we had a screw. Well, we had 4 screws. And so my question now is to whoever assembled this cooler. So if I ran this screw here, see, this is the screw that I just ran. This is the screw that I just ran. So the screw is nowhere near long enough to reach the board. Yet if we look past the hole, see that spot there? That's where the screw went. It went into the board. How it went into the board, I have no idea. And as a result of that, let's go ahead and take this metal plate off real quick. And as a result of that, hopefully you can see, now we have a hola in here. Here, we probably switch to a microscope so you can see it a little better. And that's basically what we're going to be working on today. I'm guessing, I don't really know what to guess. So I'm gonna have to look at the biggest fear I have here is, are the vias damaged? Because running a wire to one point to another, like from here to there, would be one thing. But as you can see here, if you look at this trace here, you see how it doesn't go anywhere? That goes into the via. So, and then that via can go who knows where, anywhere on the board. So we might have to, I think it went into here, and then there's like a little tiny copper trace here. I don't know if you can pick this up on your screen or not. And so we have, basically we need to fix this, whatever this is, and we're gonna need to fix this, whatever this is, and also some damage here. So one trace, yeah, looks like one trace was cut, and we're gonna need to fix that somehow. And my only hope that none of this was powered, because if the card was powered the way it is, I can only guess what voltages went where. So, and I'm not exactly sure what these components are. Let's see what we're dealing here with. Probably want to remove some of that mask off of this trace here. Something like this. Then we have this one here. Probably cut this one off. We can run a wire on the top, and then we can solder that one into here. So that's not going to be a problem. I'm guessing this goes here. Kind of routes around this whole thing. But my concern is I don't know where these two go. See, like these two guys, where do they go? What is this piece here? Where does that go? And what is that little tiny hole there? Where does that go? You know, how are you supposed to figure that out? I have no idea. So it's so tiny I can barely see it. So whatever. Okay, let's take the board out and do some investigation. These are probably some things display related, so we can care less about these. They could actually be this could actually be a HDMI issue here, but some of the traces were shorted, so we might actually get away with the fact that we have already cleaned this thing up. It'll probably work as is, but I don't know. So looks like this trace here is gonna go into here, and then these two, they go into some kind of a via, who knows where. The orientation that we were looking at this was here. So I'm guessing, since this being a display port, I'm guessing 4 chips for one display each, and the first one might have been the HDMI, or I don't know, whatever. My only fear is that if any of the voltage inputs were shorted, then it could potentially send high voltage straight into the core, killing the core. But I don't know. So I'm guessing these two paths are gonna go straight into the core. There's probably no point even trying to find these. So let's just go ahead and fix these two paths here and call it quits in terms of repairing these traces, because I have absolutely no idea where they go. Most likely they're gonna go under the core. No board views, obviously, no schematics on these things, so no way I can even find it, especially with the vias that are as little as they are on this board. So, but whatever trace we have that's over here, that trace can be very important. So we can easily run a wire from here to here, but these two, yeah, I'm gonna have to pass on these because I don't know where they go. But this wire here, it seems like it might be important, as well as this one here. I don't know. What if we just ignore this, given the fact that we've already cleaned up the hole and potential shorts that may have been in here, because some of these wires were touching each other, and that might just fix the card as is. One way to find out is, of course, we're gonna have to plug it in and try to run it, and that's not gonna be easy because we have this little doohickey removable PCI Express thingy, and then we also have this display thing that's difficult to attach properly because, again, you can't really see where it is. So with that there, let's see if we can situate this whole thing on the table somehow. See, I gotta put this down somehow so I can flip it, put the cooler on here, and hopefully this isn't the card that will not post, because if it does not post, we're gonna have to address the issue with reball or who knows what. But let's go ahead and check for shorts real quick, make sure we do not have anything shorted. So this is probably either pack something, that's ground, 4 ohms, that's probably memory. I don't remember where anything is in here, so that's memory most likely. This one here is not reading anything. Alright, let's just go ahead and power this thing, see what it does. I don't think we have a short anywhere, and I think about 6 amps should be enough to get this thing kicking on a cold start. Let's see. It's extremely difficult dealing with all of this, all of these flimsy attachments and whatnot. Very difficult. I mean, really, whoever designed this needs a huge promotion, because you designed the least repairable NVIDIA graphics card that ever existed. This is like the worst. It's so bad, I don't even want to touch it. Let's see. I think I want the standoffs just a little bit longer. Just a little tiny bit longer. So maybe these. I'm trying to figure out which of the standoffs will work, so that way I can keep that bottom plate attached without bending left and right, so that way it sits flat. Give me a guarantee that I will have a good connection. Okay, let's flip the switch, see what happens on the power meter. Nothing. Incredible. We got no power, so that's even worse. That's even worse than I thought. So we have no power. Why is that? Is anything warming up on the board? Let's have a look. It could just be bad connection. Yeah, there's no power, just this chip is warming up, and that's all there is. Interesting. Right, so I finally situated the board the way I want, but I get no power, and I don't know why. So my best guess, given the circumstances, I think it makes sense to try to run some of the wires in there and see if maybe at the very least we get the power back on the board. Specifically, I'm mostly interested these two here and this wire here, whatever this wire is. So let's go ahead and do that. See how that works. Alright, right there. So this is basically what I did. Let's see if that helps. You gotta twist this so it doesn't twist out. If it wants to twist out. I want it to stay, more or less. So everything is in the way. That goes in there. And let's see if it gets powered. Let's get ourselves a thermal camera just in case something blows up. And we got power. Nice. Let's flip this over and you'll see that we do. This is so difficult. Seriously, whoever whoever designed this stupid thing, you deserve an award. You deserve a medal for being the worst human being. Well, you're probably not the worst. Poor guy. You are probably paid to do this. I can't say it's an engineer's fault. It's not the engineer that designs something terrible. It's not China that makes garbage. It's the person that places an order and gives specifications. That's why a lot of you guys arguing about the AMD core quality versus NVIDIA core quality. The difference is the customer. It's not China. They're made at the same factory, but AMD is cheap. They want it cheap, so they get it cheap. And NVIDIA isn't cheap. They don't want it cheap, and they get it good. It's basically this. Same thing with this board. It's not the engineer that designed this in a way that makes it non-repairable. It's the NVIDIA that demanded or came up with specifications to make this as least repairable as possible. But regardless, here right there, we got power. Perfect. Okay, let's, my guess at this point is that we're probably not going to have one of the display ports working. That's gonna be the worst case scenario, or the best, I don't know, but we're gonna give it a try anyway. Guys, please do not buy this garbage. Do not buy 1590 Founders Edition, no matter what, however attractive the price may be. Just stay away from it. It is absolute disaster. It's not gonna be easily repairable, and even the best repair GPU specialist will struggle with it. And if I ever get a 1590 like this and there's like physical damage on the board or a problem with the port or something, my next course of action would be to just ditch the whole thing, take the core out and the memory and put it on Zotac or something, because Zotac is actually fairly decent. Well, now I got a problem because I need to get that display port too, so we need to get this thing attached. I mean, it's just screaming at you, throw me away and go buy or MSI or something. I wouldn't recommend MSI. I would recommend Zotac. Zotac's pretty good. Zotac's gonna be your next best 1590. Why? Because they have fuse. That's why. It doesn't matter, however, what kind of a smart controllers you have on the board. I mean, it does matter, but ultimately, it will not save your board from blowing a hole in it. Because I've seen these boards with the best of the best phase controllers that exist, the best driver MOSFET, and they still end up getting a hole. Alright, so because you cannot predict this. Okay, here we go. I want as little stress as possible, so I will twist all of my wires so I do not twist this atrocity. This is not even a graphics card. This is garbage. I mean, it's got good brain, but the body is just stupid, just so terrible. It's ridiculous. Apply some dirt cheap stuff in here. Turn off that multimeter. You don't need it. And here goes nothing. Let's see if it posts. Hopefully it will. Hopefully there's no more damage in terms of, you know, broken solder joints and whatnot. I think it's gonna post. There we go. Alright, perfect. We've saved a 1590. Incredible. Now what have we lost? Have we lost... I want to see if we lost a display port. Let's see, so I can plug it with something, like a display port plug. So it looks like this one's gonna post. Yeah, this one works. Let's try another port. So hopefully it's just the port that we're losing. I'll be honest, I don't know what those chips are and what they do, but I'm guessing they are they're related to the display one way or another, since they're so close and they seem to be connected to the display ribbon. And last port here. So if this one does not post, then I was right. And nothing. What? Is it posting? Oh, but it's posting, but it's very weird. Did you see that? See that image? Let me try again. It looks like it'll post, but it's gonna be like a very low res or whatever. Let's go into BIOS real quick. So definitely some issues with like a refresh rate and whatnot. Yeah, very low resolution image, as you can see here. Yeah. So we lost one display port, but we've gained a 1590. So what more do you want? Okay, I'll put this thing together, hopefully, if I can. This is just ridiculous. I mean, look at it. Just falling apart. Hey, seriously, give this guy a Grammy Award or something. Give him some kind of award designing this stupid thing. Okay, either way, I'm gonna have to plug this last port here, and kind of makes me wonder, is this the original, or it might be. Yeah, I don't know. Who cares? Either way, hopefully this was educating. If it was, feel free to like, subscribe for more repairs, and hopefully I'll see you later. Goodbye.